So welcome back to the video for backend system. So in this case, we are going to talk about the backend. Why do we need it? So there are two primary reasons. One is uh, when we are running the Terraform codes from our laptop, the TF state file, which is the most important file, which retains the which maintains the configuration of all the infrastructure or resources what we have developed so far. So this file has to be secured. So in order to secure, instead of keeping it on locally on the PC, it is better to keep it at a remote location like S3 or Terraform Cloud or GitHub. So when you keep at this place, at least the file is secured, and good to have a version enabled to it. So we'll talk about the version again separately, but here the prime reason is to keep the file safe. Second reason could be if there are multiple team members who are working on the infrastructure development. In that case, all the members of the team, they need to have an access to the file. So in that case, it's again good to have it over the S3 or Terraform Cloud or GitHub. So let's get started with the lab, how to activate it. So what I'm going to do is I'll access my file first of all, the main.tf file. Okay. So okay, there is sorry, I got to access my, one second. Uh, okay, looks like there is some issue with my mouse. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable backend. So for that we need to have a S3 bucket created into the cloud. So we go to AWS Cloud Console and create a bucket. I'm going to give this bucket a name of AC. um, Kind. Okay, so let's say this is the name, and I got to copy this bucket name. I'll leave all other settings as it is. I don't want to modify any parameter for now. Block all public access, and versioning is disabled as of now. So we're good with that for now. And I create a bucket. Okay, so once the bucket is created, okay, we go inside this and have a look. So this bucket has been created in North Virginia region. Okay, so as of now, it does not have anything. We go back to our code and we have chosen the same region. We just got to copy paste the bucket name, and once this is done, I save the file and then I do deploy. It will initialize the backend. Okay, so my file is uh, has been executed. So backend should have been enabled as we did not see any error. What we do is we go back to our AWS console. We go to buckets and let's refresh this. Now we'll go inside our bucket. Let me refresh, and we can see that we have created a folder called Terraform, and so now this file has a folder, and then this has a file called tfstate. So now tfstate file has moved into this location. So this is one. How to verify whether this file has is taking a change or not? So that is something next action which we will take, and we know for sure that file has moved in over here. But is it really getting affected? Let's verify that. So what I'm going to do is, I'll go back to my code. I'll clear this. I'll go back to my code, and in the code, wherever we gave the name as a tag name, instead of workshop, I'll say, let's say, um, lab lab practice 05. Okay, so this is the name which we are going to give, and we are not making any changes into any infrastructure. And we see dot here, so let's save this. As soon as we save, this dot should go out. Okay, so now it has taken out. So since we have made some changes into our configuration file, and we want to see whether our the contact queue flow, it has got a name of lab practice 05 or something else. So we'll verify that as well into our Amazon Connect flow. Its name was task queue flow. Until this time it was workshop 05. Now what we go back to our code, and then again deploy our code. I'm going to fast forward this video because this is again a repeat task and this takes little time. Okay, so changes are made into this one. Let's go back to our Terraform AWS console, and then let's do a refresh. Okay, so task queue flow. Here, if you see, my name has got modified into lab practice 05. So through our code, we are able to make changes into the code. Okay. Now, how about this one? Let's have a look at the Terraform file. So even this file would have got updated. Okay. But what we haven't done is we haven't enabled the versioning. So let's go ahead and enable versioning at this point of time. Go to properties, and we'll versioning is disabled by default. We just enable it. Now, one thing which I would like to still verify is whether the changes are getting recorded into this file or not, into the tf-state file. So definitely it should be. So what I'll do is, I'll make another change. This time, instead of lab practice, we'll say lab. I'll say lab final, let's say, or I'll give a better name, lab version test. Okay, so this is my label for now. I'll save this file. Once I save, this dot should go out. Okay, it has gone. And then I use my code again, deploy. I'll fast forward the video once again. Okay, so now the changes has taken effect. We'll go back to our AWS console once again, and first we'll verify and the contact flow, and we'll see if the tag has changed. And we can see that it has accepted the change, version test 05. Now how about versioning? What in case if you want to revert back, is versioning possible? Let's have a look at that. So in the folder, when we come to our console, we see that we can see the versions. So in the Terraform folder, now if we go down, we can see that there are two files. So let's look at the latest file. What I'm going to do is copy this file name. I just want to verify if the file is containing all that information or not. Changes are definitely taking effect, but whether through the source, whether through the local PC or through the S3 backup, let's have a look at that. So I've opened the file. Okay, so now that we have file open, let's search for this, and we see that lab version test 5 is being shown over here. Okay, so this is the latest file. What if you open the previous version of the file if you want to revert back? So what I do is we go to the previous version of the file. Versions. Okay, so this file should open soon in the text editor. Okay, so tf 3. Now let's look for the same keyword lab version test 5, and we do not find it here. Now it is able to maintain the version. Um, so in this case, this tf state file which is lying local, this has become redundant. All the files, all the changes are going to get recorded into the S3 backend system. And by that, we achieve the objective of this session. So thanks for being with us, and I'll close this.